Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. It's a beautiful day, sunny day today in the Caribbean. Today is my birthday, and what wonderful news coming out of Barbados. The Prime Minister of Barbados, the Honorable Mia Amor Motley, has joined forces with the President of Trinidad and Tobago, Keith Rowley, and the Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Gonzales, and standing up against the great, mighty United States of America. Yes, Barbados is standing up to Trump USA Cuba's policy. This policy was against Cuban medical program. Several days ago, Donald Trump came out and said any nation, any Caribbean country that works with Cuba, uses Cuban medical doctors, participate in Cuba's medical program, the leaders of those countries will have their US visas revoked. And also their family members will have their US visas revoked. Well, I did a video several days ago about the president of Trinidad and Tobago coming out and say he's prepared to lose his visa. He doesn't care. He stands with Cuba. The Prime Minister of St. Vincent and the Grenadines said the same thing. Now today, the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Amor Motley, is saying the same thing, that Barbados stands with Cuba. I have the audio of this presentation that was presented in the Barbados Parliament. And Mia Amor Motley, the Prime Minister of Barbados, is standing up to the USA, Donald Trump, and saying Barbados is a sovereign nation and Barbados will stand with Cuba. Barbados will stand with whoever they want to because it's a sovereign nation, and she, Mia Amor Motley, is prepared to lose her visa by standing on principles. And she is calling on all CARICOM leaders to do the same thing. The Caribbean is standing up, my friends. Have a listen to this and I will come back with my analysis.
This matter with the Cubans and the nurses should tell us everything that we need to know. Barbados does not currently have Cuban medical staff or Cuban nurses, but I will be the first to go to the line and to tell you that we could not get through the pandemic without the Cuban nurses and the Cuban doctors. I will also be the first to tell you that we paid them the same thing that we pay Bajans, and that the notion, as was peddled not just by this government in the US, but the previous government, that we were involved in human trafficking by engaging with the Cuban nurses was fully repudiated and rejected by us. Now, I don't believe that we have to shout across the seas, but I am prepared, like others in this region, that if we cannot reach a sensible agreement on this matter, then if the cost of it is the loss of my visa to the US, then so be it. But what matters to us is principles. And I have said over and over that principles only mean something when it is inconvenient to stand by it. No, we don't have to shout, but we can be resolute. And I therefore look forward to standing with my CARICOM brothers. I wish I could say brothers and sisters, but brothers, to be able to ensure that we explain that what the Cubans have been able to do for us, far from approximating itself to human trafficking, has been to save lives and limbs and sight for many a Caribbean person.
There you had it, my friends. The Caribbean is making itself clear that Cuba has done more for the Caribbean nation islands than the United States of America, Europe, and Canada put together. They have all this money and wealth and power, and they're right there, the US and Canada right there, but it takes the Cubans to come to the rescue of the Caribbean during the COVID-19 pandemic. No, America, Donald Trump is saying he do not want the Caribbean to work with Cuba anymore. But the US is not providing any alternative help. They're just out there making threats. Well, these threats won't work very well in the Caribbean because the Caribbean has a history of fighting colonial powers. So, if America, Canada, Europe, the Western nations want to pressure the Caribbean is the wrong place to do that, because we in the Caribbean have a history of fighting colonial powers. We have been colonized for many of years, hundreds of years, enslaved for hundreds of years right on these islands. So if Donald Trump and the USA think the Caribbean will just buckle to his threats, no, it will not work, my friends. Let me know what you think about this topic of the Caribbean standing up to Cuba. I also did a video that the United Kingdom revoked the visa-free travel for all Trinidad and Tobago's citizens traveling to the UK visa-free. Trinidad and Tobago will now need a visa. All citizens of Trinidad and Tobago will now need a visa to go to the UK. And this came after the president of Trinidad and Tobago would have came out in support of Cuba. A day after, actually. I have those videos, both of those videos on my channel. Make sure to go over and you can check out those videos. And what a coincidence. But we know the UK, Canada, and America, we know they work together. Don't matter what trade war and so you are hearing now, when it comes to immigration and world power conquering the world, the white Western nations will work together. Even if they are enemies, they will work together. Remember what happened in the Berlin Conference in 1883, 1884, when the whole of Europe met in Berlin, Germany, and they decided to split up Africa. The Europe countries were enemies at the time. Shortly after, you had World War I and World War II. They were not friends. They were enemies at the time. But they decided to come together in order to gain wealth and power over a black African continent. That is the same model they will do today. They are the same people. Their ancestors did whatever they did. We know what they did. And their offsprings now coming to do the same thing. But guess what? Those days are over, my friends. That is why the mission of my channel is to bridge that gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. We are one people separated by a brutal European slave trade and colonialism. But we're coming back together as one. Imagine what life will be if all the Caribbean nation islands and all the African countries and all the Caribbean countries come together, join forces, African Americans, Africans in the UK, Africans in Europe, Africans in Canada, Africans in South America, Brazil, Colombia. We have a large black African population. Imagine what it will be if all of us come together and join forces, bridging the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. the white Western world is scared, is running scared of that ever happening, and they will do whatever they can to prevent that from happening, because they know their power lies in controlling the black nations all around the world, my friends. My name is Bjorn. Today is my birthday, actually, March 13th, 1983. Today I celebrate my birthday. And thank you for watching this video, my friends. Make sure to like this video, share it with all your friends and family, and give me a wonderful birthday gift today. If you're watching for the first time, please consider subscribing to my channel, liking the video, sharing it with all your friends and family. Most importantly, comment your thoughts and opinion, and let me know what you think about this topic of Barbados standing with Cuba against Trump and the USA's Cuba's policy. Let me know what you think about this video. Comment your thoughts and opinion. And I also have a travel channel. The link is in this description box. Make sure to check out that channel. And in order to become a channel member and supporting the journey in bridging the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora, you can join my channel and become a channel member. The link is in this description box. Go on over and join the channel and support the journey. You can also support by, some people leave a donation in the chats, in the comments. You can do that. I welcome that. I appreciate that. Some people subscribe, some people like the video, some share it, some comment. Whatever you do to support, all of that will be supporting the journey in bridging the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. This will be a long journey, but it will be a worthy one, my friends. And I was so pleased today to see the Caribbean leader of Barbados, the Prime Minister of Barbados, Mia Amor Motley, coming out and standing with Cuba against the hostile Trump USA Cuba's policy. What the Prime Minister of Barbados is saying, instead of making threats, what Donald Trump should do is to meet with CARICOM leaders and hear how Cuba has helped the Caribbean to develop its medical program, and hear what the benefits to the Caribbean are of working with Cuba in terms of building up their medical program, instead of making threats. But we know America is not interested in the health of the Caribbean, so they will not do that. All they want to do is to pressure Cuba, and they don't care who they destroy doing that, because they are afraid of the strength of Cuba. They know Cuba was able to accomplish all of this, a massive medical program where they export doctors and medicine worldwide, and they are under a US embargo for over 50 years now. US embargo. Nothing can come from the US, nothing can go to the US, and you know Cuba is right next to America, so this would have affected the Cuban economy greatly, but it would have strengthened it as well. And that is why America is angry now, because Cuba is standing still, and the Caribbean nation islands are coming out in their numbers and standing with Cuba. Jamaica, Jamaica, Jamaica. Andrew Holiness, we are waiting on you to come out and represent the good and strong people of Jamaica, and saying that you stand with Cuba. We're waiting on Jamaica. But we have Trinidad and Barbados and St. Vincent and the Grenadines already, and we look forward to hearing more. We have the Foreign Minister of St. Kitts and Nevis came out, Dr. Denzel Douglas, and gave a statement in favor of Cuba. We have that. And we have Barbados, who just today, Mia Motley came out and said that she's prepared to lose her visa over the Cuban medical program. You heard the audio video clip that was played earlier in this video. But let me know what you think about this topic. And of course, thank you for watching this video. And I will see you again in the next video. Much love to the African diaspora, which includes all the Caribbean nation islands, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Dominica, St. Lucia, Grenada, Belize, Guyana, St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, Anguilla, Montserrat, the Virgin Islands, Belize, South America, Brazil, Colombia, North America, African Americans, Africans in Canada, Africans in Europe, in the UK. We are strong people. The African continent, we have South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, Nigeria, Zimbabwe, Uganda, Zambia, Namibia, Lesotho, Eswatini, Ivory Coast, Gambia, Senegal, Sierra Leone, Ethiopia, Rwanda, Burundi, Zambia, DR Congo, Central African Republic, Libya, Burkina Faso, Niger, Mali, my friends, and I can go on and on and on and on. Egypt. We are all one people, separated. Morocco, Algeria, Mauritius. We are all one people, separated by a brutal European slave trade and colonialism. But this channel is made to bridge the gap between the African continent and the African diaspora. Much love. Thank you for watching this video. And of course, I will see you again tomorrow in the next video, because I try to post daily on breaking news that affect our people in the African continent and the African diaspora. Thank you for watching this video, my friends. Thank you for the birthday greetings. Thank you for subscribing and giving me a wonderful gift for my birthday. I'll see you again tomorrow, my friends, in the next video. Much love. Bye-bye.